I've been building something for the last 9 months, and today you get to see it. See, last November, I let go of my entire team. And before I get all of the anti AI crowd jumping in the comments telling me, how could you let go of your team? Those are humans. These were my friends. Okay, so I helped them find new jobs, or I paid for them through a transition until they could find a better, more aligned work. Uh, Losing your job to AI isn't necessarily a bad thing. But, anyways, um, at this point in the business, I was doing about $50,000 to $100,000 a month, but the margins were terrible. I was working way too much. Uh, I had a lot of expenses, and I didn't really enjoy what my work had become. And so instead of just hiring more people, I asked a different question, which was, what if I just built the whole team? AI can pretty much do that now. So, what if I built AI agents that could think, execute, talk to each other, not just like a GPT, but an entire operating system? And 9 months later, here's where we're at. I have 75 active coaching clients with room for 25 more before, things started to maybe break or I'd need to add more systems. I've had back-to-back 70K months, 0 sales calls. I have a new YouTube channel. One video just did 100,000 views, added 3,500 new subscribers. Thank you for following and subscribing. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the little button and do it. My profit margins are back up to 80%, and my team is just myself, a human EA, Gabby, shout out to Gabby, and an army of AI agents, and that's it. And business is fun again. With this system in place, I'm just creating and I'm coaching. I'm selling and I'm serving, and everything else the OS handles. And I'm excited to show you how it all works today and introduce you to the Lifestyle Founder Operating System, or LFOS for short. But before I dive in, I just want to take a quick minute to talk about like a little bit of context and the other AI agents, agent tools that are out there, like OpenClaw or Hermes, for example, both of which I have used and both of which are seriously impressive tech, but they weren't built for like the self-employed professional consultant, high ticket coach like myself, or most likely you watching this video. OpenClaw became the first major AI security crisis in 2026. There was like 12% of their marketplace had malware. There's 30,000 instances found wide open on the internet. And then they partnered with OpenAI. And so now the data is flowing through ChatGPT servers, which you may or may not have an issue with that and Sam Altman's approach. That's for another video. But if you're a developer, maybe you can navigate all of that. If you're like a coach or consultant running a business, good luck. Okay. Hermes is another solid choice, but it was built for developers and tinkerers, and it updates constantly. It breaks. And then the biggest issue is it really just has no idea what a profitable coaching business looks like. It wasn't built for your offer stack, for your content strategy, or how to close a client in the DMs. And and you would too, spend months just configuring it so that it actually did what you needed it to do. And so the Lifestyle Founder operating system is different because I didn't build this as a tech project. I built it because I needed it. I knew AI could do amazing things, but I'm not a developer. I'm a bro. I'm a coach. I'm an expert in my particular field, and I run a high ticket coaching business. I sell by chat. I create content. I run ads. I needed agents that understood all of that and was just that. And so that's what this is. It's a content team that researches and scripts and edits and can publish for you without you losing your voice. There's an executive assistant that handles your calendars, your emails. There's a video editor who edited this very video, made the thumbnail, published it on YouTube. I didn't do any of that. All right. There's a media buyer who runs my meta ad campaigns, a social media manager. It's all pre-built and all trained on how a lean, profitable coaching business actually runs, or self-employed, service-based business. And so in this way, my job gets to stay the same, where I get to lead, decide, coach, create, deliver, sell, and serve, right? Those things. And that's the only work I do. And it's the work that I actually like. Everything else the system does. And I feel like finally coaches and self-employed professionals get to do the thing that we thought the business was going to be like when we started. And today I'm releasing this for my clients. And I wanted to give you a peek behind the scenes to see what it actually does and show you, what I've been working on for the last 9 months. So if you feel like this could be something that would help your business and you want to explore working together, there's a link underneath this video where you can apply and learn more in the description. All right. So with that out of the way, let's dive in and show you about the Lifestyle Founder operating system. All right, so similar to OpenClaw and Hermes, you set this up with one line of code that you place in your terminal, and then you'll get access to this entire harness and platform, and it shows up on like locally hosted. And the reason we did this way is because we wanted your own Max plan to be the driver and not have to charge for like API credits or tokens. So the way that we've set this up is really great. This connects into your own Claude subscription. So all you have to do is connect it. You get an email, then you hit connect. Next thing that happens, you put your information, and then this has all of the different not all of them. This just has a few, but this then connects into Canva, Gmail, Google Drive, Instagram, KIE AI for image generation. It's an API key so that you can do images and videos directly from the Lifestyle Founder platform. You can connect to Notion, YouTube, Scoot CRM, which is, if you use School, this is a big deal. All right, so you connect all of your tools right from the get-go. This video will go there. And then you end up at the dashboard. Now, here's the thing. This is version 1.0. We are going to be rolling out features over the next 16 weeks. And so right now in its current version, I'd say it's an unfair comparison between OpenClaw and Hermes Agent. However, that is where it will be as we roll out all of the different features. Oh, this is awesome. My agent is editing right now. Let me go back to where I was. It's editing this video. Isn't that hilarious? So my agent, I shot the intro, and this is the second part, but it's going ahead and editing everything. So this is a dashboard. The dashboard will connect to all of those different tools and be able to give you a full one-page view of your whole business. I have a different version of this that I'll show you. So once your dashboard gets all connected and you have emails and ads and your school communities and your Instagram accounts, what happens is the AI sorts through all of that and brings you the most relevant data. And this is like a dashboard where everything relevant of your business gets displayed in one spot. And it even pulls forward the things to focus on each day, like the top 3 priorities, finds leads, which content to publish, errors in my email. Right. And then it will have connects into school. So you can have all of your school data synced up right through there because it connects to the Scoot CRM. Calendar, emails, ads, content, the news, what's relevant in the news, different financial stats. And then you have your agents, whether or not they're working or they are live. So this is the first thing, which is the dashboard. This is version 1 right now for our clients. As they get used to it, they'll unlock this so it becomes a full working dashboard. The next thing is the tracker. Now, this was a tool that I originally built, Lovable, and so this basically has a few different things. This is using our systems. We run ads, and what's great about this is we found a way to automate all of the key data so that it automatically populates and we don't have to rely on our clients to fill in spreadsheets or data. You just connect it with APIs and webhooks, and all of this data auto populates from wherever you collect payments. But typically our clients will use our same system. So Go High Level and School are the 2 main areas where the data kind of aggregates. Then we have like our onboarding milestones so people can get onboarded. There's the growth map, which keeps people clear on the things that they actually need to do. And then the daily performance tracker, which gets auto-populated. And you have a very clear snapshot into what is working, what's not working, and what needs to get fixed. So another thing is now I don't have different tools. All these tools are cohesive and connected, and AI talks to all of them. All right. The next one is clients. So I'll just show you a demo account for this one. But basically, this is where you can, we have a system that is green light, yellow light, red light, and it helps us just identify, which clients need help, which clients are showing up, which ones have gone, maybe they're shrinking back into the abyss and not doing the work. And in which case we have ways of tagging them, whether or not they're green, yellow, or red. And it just allows us to look at, 70 or 100 clients at once and have a pulse on who's doing what. Then you can click into each client. You can put notes in here, action items, and just keep everything at a glance of the clients that you're working with. So next is the agents, the chat. And basically with these agents, I'll just go to the first one. So over here on this side, you see that we have the onboarding agents, we have strategists, we have the working agents, and then you have all your chat history. So when people come in, the first thing that you do after you've logged into this platform is you run through the business profiler, the avatar architect, the brand voice maker, the offer architect, and the 10.0 coach. And this is going to spit out, after each conversation, an outline and a summary of all of the key pieces of your business. And this is basically where we're building like a very comprehensive Claude MD file. And if you already have that, you can just add the file and say, what am I missing from this? And ultimately, you can then come in here and you add it to the vault. This becomes the whole context so that every AI agent is actually, you don't have to re-explain yourself. It has full context of your business, your avatar, your offer, your brand, your funnel, your key metrics, your brand style guide, and then every time you're chatting with one of these agents, it already has all of that context. So you do this once and you're fully set up. Then the strategist is like, if you need to create anything, offers, lead magnets, emails, chat closing, school assets, workshops, slides, ads, anything like that. These are programmed, I've spent $300,000 learning from the best in this industry. You learn frameworks and processes and systems. Everything that I've learned, that I've used, that I've created myself is embedded in these agents. And so the outputs are phenomenal, but more importantly, they're your outputs because it takes those knowledge bases and aligns it with like your offer and your voice. And so you get these really rich outputs for anything that you're creating. And it still sounds like you. Like there's also in the way that we've designed these agents, it's not just going to pump out the AI slop, but rather it's going to co-create the assets with you. So it asks questions, it gives suggestions, and ultimately just makes the creation process feel light. And then we have the working agents. So this is where we have the executive assistant, media buyer, social media, tech officer, video editor. And this is where you can just submit, a video and say, hey, I have this video. Can you edit it? And it will be able to edit it fully because it has got the skills to do that. All right. Now you'll see here, these are all coming soon. So these agents are all live. These ones are next to come online. And same with, we have content, ads, and then loops or tasks or scheduled tasks. So you're actually running your team like you would a team. I'll show you like a working version that I have of those features just so you can get a peek of what is to come. We have the content platform. So this scrapes all your content and can give you like an analysis. Can also tell you like which, that'll click right into it. It will give you your analytics. It will show you what's working. If you go into Instagram, it will actually break down, the hooks, which is kind of helpful for myself, but more helpful is actually the competitor analysis. So you can find all of your competitors or content that you enjoy for inspiration. And this this scrapes all of their content and brings it into, let's check out Layla, right? So all of her content gets plugged into here, and then it breaks it all down, and it breaks down why it worked, all of the stats, what's the, what format was it in, what was the hook, what was the spoken hook. And so you end up being able to just dissect content and learn content way deeper just by having, examples and explanations of the content that actually works. If you go into the YouTube, for example, with these ones, you can go into other competitors, and this will show you which one has the outlier, right? So this video got 5 times the views and likes that it normally does. So there's something about this that is, maybe you could pay attention to. All right. So this is a full content platform. It also has the studio where you can write your emails, your social, your YouTube, your ads, and you can schedule these. And in the near future, you'll also have them published, and you'll be able to publish emails, social posts, all just from this one hub, meaning you barely have to ever log into Go High Level again, which is awesome. All right. We have our ads overview. It's looking basic. And then our tasks, where you can give your agents different tasks and they can get to work, clean my emails. And this is coming soon. So these are coming soon. This is super exciting because it is like having a full team to help and support you, loaded with underneath it. Like, it's one thing to have a dashboard, but there's a full system that actually works for coaches, consultants, self-employed professionals, and everything that is here is all that you would need to build a 7-figure solo run business, $1 million, one person, one EA, army of AI agents. If you have a high ticket offer or you provide a high level of service, like a service provider, this platform can do all of the stuff that you also have to do that you probably didn't realize when you started off you're building your business. So excited to drop this in for all of my clients. If you want to learn more about it, there's probably a link underneath where you can learn more. And I think that's it for this as a just like a little demo. We talked about all of the things. And so I'm going to wrap it up there, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.